we can broadcast for up to 8 hours if we need to. Raw probably won't ever be 8 hours, or at least pray it won't. WrestleMania might be 8 hours. It was like 5.5 hours last year, dude. Like, it was so long, including that like little like literally 10-second match. Do you remember when The Rock beat Eric Rowan?
Yeah.
Anyway, we are live with our Raw reactions to last night. First of all, a few things have to be mentioned. One, this computer has massive problems. In fact, let me just readjust that. Massive problems. Like, it won't even display properly. So if there's any computer moguls out there that are more computer mogully than what I like to think I am, do get in bloody touch and tell me how the fuck to fix it. The motherboard essentially might be fried, so it means the computer can go at any point. It could even go just like that. And speaking of things that went just like that, Emelina's debut, just like that. Have you ever seen that meme with Bart Simpson, or that gif with Bart Simpson and Grandpa when he comes in the door and then goes straight back out? That was Emelina's debut, but more on that later on. Secondly, we've been traveling a hell of a lot for like the last 2 to 3 days, even 4 days, and our memories are shit, man. This guy was so tired, he freaking slept for 12 hours, woke up, ate food, and then fucking went back to sleep and missed the first 20 minutes of Raw. That's how bad it was. Fastlane, Elimination Chamber, forfeits. We didn't do any. I suppose what we will do to replace that, if the computer holds up, is what can we necessarily bet on? Not that a lot of people are familiar with it, but we will look at the Champions League games for tonight and tomorrow, and we'll do predictions on them maybe. And the loser has to do something. I will be eating crab claws possibly tonight. We are going to order Chinese.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I tried to go healthy. I've got to eat the gone off milk. That is still downstairs. Don't worry about it. Although for me, the predictions have gone kind of worse because now the milk's been gone off for 8 days rather than what it would have been 6 days. So I might be dead. Hey, seriously, if we do the drink milk challenge here and I go funny a couple of hours after, ring 999 for real, fam.
All right.
I'm not even joking, bro. Sure. Drinking milk like that, I think it can kill you, fam.
Okay, sure.
Do you remember when you drank that fucking liquid thing Jason made?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's payback now, isn't it?
Yeah, no, you know what? I've lost the last 2 predictions. I need to up my game. Or,
No,
tell
down
you
your
what,
brain, man. Do it down, man.
what?
Keep losing. Keep losing.
If you're interested, we go double or nothing. We go double or nothing for Fastlane. Or we'll just do it normally.
I wouldn't mind doing double it.
Double or nothing. All right. Tell you what. We will do a mini forfeit in the meantime, but it'll be a small one.
All right.
I've seen them ones where like people drink Coke and then they fucking like put something fizzy in their mouth, or they put something fizzy in their mouth and then drink Coke, like Mentos or something, when the exploding Coke bottle. One of us will do that. If they sell them in the UK, one of us will do that based on this next prediction. I've kind of lost my place now, actually. This Raw review is kind of fucked because we're talking so much about what's gone on. My career will be back. I've just got to edit a couple of fucking videos, which is hard when you ain't got a computer that fucking turns on long enough to even edit it. Same with Universe Mode. I actually, this is so annoying. 2 to 3, well, actually about a week ago. How long have I had those Universe episodes unedited? Like probably about a week, man.
Last week.
Was it last week?
I think.
Well, see, probably about a week. And I ain't been able to edit them because this thing won't stay on. So with that being said, we have got a hell of a lot planned. I'm wondering whether we do Champions League predictions now for the football, or we do it in a separate video. Do we do it now? I mean, what are the fixtures? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's just do it now. Like, fuck it. Let's just do it now. Because then we'll. I'm still gonna do. I'm still gonna do the milk forfeit, but we owe these guys another forfeit for a missing Elimination Chamber. For what it's worth, we pretty much had the same predictions. He had Becky Lynch to beat Mickie James, so did I. We both had American Alpha to retain. We both actually had Bray to win the belt because that was rumored for ages. However, technically, I won the predictions because this guy thought John Cena would be the last one in, and I called AJ Styles. But we didn't think Baron Corbin would be the first eliminated. He actually, who did you say would be the first eliminated? I remember you freaking saying when it came on, but I can't remember who you said. I actually think you said The Miz would be the first eliminated, like before the entrance came out. But considering The Miz wasn't the first one out, it was
last.
Yeah. Well, did he come last? He might have done. Yeah. Fucking hell. Right. So, okay. Predictions for this: the loser has to eat. The loser has to eat something of the other person's choosing that they know they won't like, no matter what it is. Obviously, no pigs or nothing like that.
All right.
But randomly, I don't even know what it is yet. I'll pick it from a fucked up takeaway or something that we order.
All right.
Like, so something like fucking, well, you've already, see, what can I do to this guy, bruv? He's drank fucking lemon juice, curry, all of that, and I fucking fed him.
I freaking enjoyed it.
No, you didn't.
Some of them did.
What, the squid?
Squid was alright.
Alright, well, fuck it. So, PSG versus Barcelona. That is today. Who have you got?
I'd say Barcelona.
I'd go the same. So, all right, let's just leave that for now, and then afterwards we'll do if we got the same similar results, we'll do scores and see who gets closer. Real Madrid versus Napoli.
Real Madrid.
My heart says Napoli, but my head says Real Madrid. It's at the Bernabeu in the first leg, so we got to go Real Madrid. You're right. Bayer Leverkusen versus Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid.
You know, Tottenham would have got Atletico Madrid, you know, if they were fucking in there. Atletico Madrid, excuse me, same here. Benfica versus Dortmund.
Dortmund, I think.
Yeah. Bayern versus Arsenal, is it even worth asking that?
We are already know.
Yeah, we're going to batter Bayern, isn't they? Not really.
Bayern's in a bang. I need to watch that.
Oh, can you imagine Arsenal fan TV?
Yeah.
Oh, Robbie's going to have them fucking ducats made, man. All right. Monaco versus City. That's the hardest one out of all of them, I think, because I think actually Monaco might actually steal the march on City, but I'm still going to go Man City. So we predicted all the same. Okay, quickly. PSG versus Barcelona score. We'll pick the score on that match, and whoever gets closest wins the predictions, if all the others are the same.
3-0.
3-0? Nah, not 3-0. Nah, fuck that. PSG are definitely going to score. I'm going 2-1. Fuck that, man. PSG are not going to lose 3-0 to Barca, but all right then. All right, we're finally here. You know, that whole segment lasted longer than Goldberg and Lesnar's Survivor Series match, Goldberg and Lesnar's Royal Rumble match, and Emelina's debut all together, actually. Jesus Christ. Right, excuse me. Let's finally get started with reviewing Raw. So this guy missed it, so he's going to sit it out for a little while until he actually remembers what the fuck happened, and then he's going to jump in. So Stephanie McMahon starts Raw, as always, and in her lovely trend of continuing to emasculate, this is Mick Foley's balls. Stephanie McMahon chopped them off. He's so embarrassed. He's so ashamed. He can't turn up. He embarrassed himself last week in the Samoa Joe contract signing. Something along those lines. And basically, she was just making him seem like a bitch. In reality, he's probably getting hip surgery right now, or he needs a rest from the travel until Roman Reigns comes out. I mean, the two people that love to hog the screen as much as they can in the ring at the same time. Roman then proceeds to say he wants to be Roman, Raw, Roman. But Stephanie says no. Strowman is up against Mark Henry. Out come Gallows and Anderson, who are going to have a handicap match with Roman Reigns. But before that gets started, Roman attacks them both, but then they fight back, and then it's a commercial. And basically, when we come back from that, the match is there. They get a couple of 2 counts on it, right? But Roman Reigns, he doesn't win, but the segment felt like they won. Like he won, I should say. I mean, protecting. I've got this fucking cough, man, randomly. I'm all for protecting talent, and that was fine. But they protect Roman. The guy can't even eat a loss in a fucking 2-on-1 handicap. So Gallows and Anderson protect themselves by getting disqualified, and then fucking they batter Roman. They start for a magic killer, but somehow Roman Reigns fights out of it, beats them both up, and you know, because he's Roman, burn up, goes back, and like he's happy. And Stephanie McMahon's like, if you interfere in Braun Strowman's match tonight, you might name a face Braun Strowman. And obviously, come on, let's be real, Roman Reigns fucking did interfere in the match. I mean, I was actually downstairs for that. Did he actually interfere after the match, or like did Strowman actually pin Mark Henry and then Roman came, or did Roman just come randomly?
I think when Braun won the match.
Right, so Braun won the match. Anyway,
I think.
Thank you. Anyway, basically, Roman Reigns is all over the fucking product, and I can't believe this guy is potentially gonna beat fucking Undertaker at Mania. It's ridiculous. It's just goddamn stupid. Fucking hell, what is that? Some random fucking workout music, but funny enough, we should say that because this fucking review is carnage, man. But it's first thing in the morning. So the New Day come out and they have got these blueprints for an ice cream or whatever. They're facing Bo Dallas. Kofi Kingston wins, and Bo Dallas just had that look about him the whole match. And I saw a tweet to this effect, and I can't remember the guy's name to credit him, sadly, but I'm sure you'll find it on Twitter. He just has that face that fucking just says, my brother legit just won the WWE title last night, Bray Wyatt, and what the fuck am I doing on Raw, jobbing to Kofi Kingston? I don't know. I do feel like kind of a bit fucking. What can I say? Now, arguably for me, one of the most annoying / stupid moments, and you weren't awake for this either, was you? Jesus Christ. How much of Raw did you miss, man?
An hour.
A full hour? I thought it was only like 20 minutes.
No, 1 hour.
Well, luckily for him, Raw was only 2 hours. So, Emelina comes out and literally grabs the mic and says, thank you for waiting, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going to transform back into Emma. The makeover from Emma to Emelina is complete. Now you're going to see the makeover from Emelina to Emma. Literally, man. Oh, my days. Now, okay, oh, God. I don't want this to take up the longest amount of time on this review, considering it's been fairly fucking long already, right? But one of 3 things, right? 3, not 10, Ty Dillinger, 3, right? One of 3 things have happened. Either Marie, they had a plan for her, right? And basically, after she was meant to debut after Roadblock, right? And then face turn fucking, heel. She was already a heel, I don't know, but she was meant to attack Sasha, and then they were meant to have a feud, but then it was Nia Jax instead, and whatever. And then the whole thing became a joke in WWE backstage, and apparently now they've put that joke to the forefront now, and it expressed how they felt about it to the whole world. Now, some smart people out there, myself included, although I'm not sure if I'm smart or not, have kind of tried to look at this in some kind of positive way and basically said, oh, well, you'll be willing to give your attention, in Emma's eyes at least, you'll be willing to give your attention to someone who dresses provocatively and all that, and wait for as long as you, want to, or as long as I want you to. But, you're not going to give me the attention that I deserved when I was actually here, and began the Divas Revolution back in NXT versus Paige all those years ago, almost 3 years ago now. Fucking hell, is that how long Emma's been in WWE? Right. Well, anyway, that is the hopeful fucking scenario here. The more likely one, and let's face it, the WWE one, is that she's going to go and we'll probably see her either next week in a backstage vignette with fucking someone, or possibly in a random match where she'll win. I don't even know what I want to happen anymore. I don't know whether I just want her to come back as a normal fucking wrestler, or fucking whether I just want her to even give this gimmick a go and perhaps we're being ribbed. There are certain times when this works. See Chris Jericho in 2012, and certain times when this don't, and this is right now. Like, I mean, you didn't see the segment live, but you saw it on YouTube afterwards. What do you reckon? And this guy actually asked me. He said, "Is that the full video?" It was 1 minute and 31 seconds long. This guy actually asked me, "Is that the full video?" Now, I don't even know what I was expecting from that debut. Now that I think about it, to be honest, but I mean, at least fucking come down like in some nice outfit and fucking like talk trash about the other women on the roster. Like, say what you've been saying on Twitter. I don't know. Moving on. I didn't want it to be the longest segment, and I'm not going to let it take. I'm not going to take not any time, to say the least, with that. Moving on, literally scrolling through the notes. Jack Gallagher, who apparently, I don't watch 205 Live, apparently won a number one contenders match for a cruiserweight title match at Fastlane versus Neville. He came up against Arya Daivari and he won, which was bloody. It's good. I hope, and I'm going so against the majority here, I hope he wins it. There's something about this guy that I like. I mean, I don't know what he thinks about him, but I don't know. I want him to win. Do you like Jack Gallagher, or would you prefer Neville as champion?
Gallagher.
Oh, all right then. Well, pleasantly surprised. We're both in Jack Gallagher's corner. I mean, that's all right. Neville came out afterwards and stared him down. There we go. Stored him down. Lol. He stared him down and was basically like, if you want this, you're going to have to go through me. The actual match ending was quite sick, actually. Fucking hell. I cannot believe what this guy did to Noam Dar, right? He headbutted the guy and he lost his shit, man, and then he got drop kicked, and that was that. Literally, the guy does good shit, man, to say the least. Up next, you were awake for this one, finally, were you? Strowman versus Mark Henry, or were you still asleep?
I'm still fucked a little.
Okay, I'm doing this review by myself. Anyway, Henry and Strowman basically go at each other early in the match, right? With these tests of strengths. And it actually looks like WWE giving Henry some leeway. So Henry wins the battle of strength. And they were going back and forward until Strowman hit a cheap shot, took control. Eventually, Henry went for the world's strongest slam. And then, fucking, I don't know, man. He went for it and Strowman just fell back. And I don't know, man. It was a good match, but Mark Henry put on a good showing, but they need to give Strowman more. Maybe against the Big Show next week will be a good match. But again, I don't want to see the Big Show lose because he looks in fantastic shape since he's been back. I'd like to see Big Show used a bit differently, but that's just me. Roman Reigns comes out afterwards, a couple of Superman punches, brings Strowman down to one bloody knee, and then gets a running power slam for his troubles. That was brilliant. Now, the Samoa Joe interview, scrolling through the notes here. Were you up for that?
Yeah, up for it, but I didn't watch it.
Why not? What happened to you?
I was on the phone playing the event.
On Supercard?
Yeah.
So you'd rather play WWE Supercard than watch Samoa Joe?
Yes. It's shit for me. It's kind of boring.
He's been there, like, okay, here comes debate time. He's been there for like 2 weeks.
Still, man, he acts like he's boring, man.
You're not even interested now that he's potentially in a feud with Sami Zayn?
But you know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen? Tell us, Mystic Shamus.
He's gonna fuck him up, of course. And it's gonna be a pay-per-view. Of course, he's not gonna lose his first pay-per-view.
That's true, actually. Right, well, he had a sit-down interview with Michael Cole, and basically he said he came here to hurt people, and that's the only person, that's the only thing he cares about. And the only person's opinion he cares about is Triple H's. And he said he's here to change everything, and he's here to wreck people and, fuck people up, which actually was a perfect example of what Joe should be. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? They've done brilliant with him, and he mentioned in the interview, actually, this is kind of important, that he's just not just going to be another bloody Sami Zayn. Speaking of Sami Zayn, he had a match with Rusev next, and it was a nice back and forward match, and it was
a great win for him.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in. Yeah, well, it was a big win.
Yeah, I watched this one.
Oh, you were awake for this one,
yeah.
This guy finally decided to join us.
I like Rusev.
Welcome.
I like Rusev's matches.
Why do you like Rusev's matches?
I don't know. He's okay. He's a good wrestler.
Thanks for joining us on the review, ladies and gentlemen. This is Shamus.
I'm back now.
If you don't remember him, he's the guy that fucking sleeps all the time and eats all day. Fucking Ryback's catchphrase was "Feed me more." What'll be yours? Feed me everything. Fucking hell. So, poor Rusev, man. I mean,
yeah.
He was stuck in a feud with Enzo for bare long, who tried to nick his girl, was still the heel somehow. I mean, and then he tagged with Jinder Mahal. I mean,
where's Jinder?
Anger management, I don't know. Right. Anyway. He went crashing into the ring post, and Zayn hit the haluva kick for the fucking victory. In a post-match interview afterwards, he basically put over the fact that he was so close to winning the freaking United States Championship, but he fucked up. He then said Samoa Joe basically does what people want him to do, and I don't know, man. I don't like this. I really don't like what the poor old Sammy getting attacked again. I mean, he's just recently been beat by Braun Strowman. And people are going to come back and say, oh, well, he's an underdog. That's what you're meant to do with him. No, man. Once. Okay, the thing with Strowman, yeah? Once. But now he's going to get beat by Zayn.
Well, that's just 2 pay-per-view losses.
Yes. Huh. It's not good, man. Like, considering the fact that he was at one point, do you remember about Battleground last year when he had that hell of a match with Kevin Owens? And Kevin Owens lost that match, but went on to become Universal Champion. While Sami Zayn, poor old Sami Zayn,
done nothing really.
Basically has done nothing apart from that feud with Jericho at Night of Champions soon after. Joe attacks him from behind straight afterwards and just totally destroys him into the freaking display, the set of Raw. And he said, if you say my name, you better put respect on it, And I get there's a whole David and Goliath thing, but we've just seen that with Sammy and Strowman. Literally, we've just seen that. We have a cruiserweight match next. This Japanese kid, I don't know, Akira Tozawa. I can't pronounce that name for shit. Sorry if I have done it wrong, but fuck me trying to pronounce that name. Do you want to have a go? Fucking
Akira Tozawa.
You can't even say it either, man. No. But the guy fucking has a brilliant German suplex, man. He won with that, and they're doing the whole the whole mentor thing with him and Brian Kendrick. I don't know, but the real shame, the real of the night, bloody hell, man.
This was a sad one.
Yeah, and I think they've done it wrong completely. They've made Kevin Owens look, they've made Kevin Owens look smart, but really fucking stupid at the same time, if that's possible. Allow me to explain. So they basically had Jericho come out with this whole Las Vegas style kind of like, you know, celebration thing. He gives him a piece of art. They're both in the ring now. He gives Kevin Owens a piece of art, you know, a sculpture. He don't like that. You know, he gives him a picture. It looks a little bit gay, but in my opinion, certain art is a little bit gay. I actually liked the picture for what it's worth. He didn't, because he don't freaking understand it. He's one of them, like, you know, freaking regressed fucking souls who just thinks everything's either gay or straight or something like that. He didn't understand that, like, you know, the whole friendship, and it's weird, man. It's a bit of a weird thing, man. But you have to see the piece of art that I'm talking about to kind of understand. But I liked it. He didn't. You know, he's like Kevin Owens. He didn't. He had a magician whose tricks didn't fucking impress Kevin Owens, and then the magician got put on the list. Jericho then called out Goldberg wasn't going to come. I mean, this guy thought he was. But then out steps Gillberg. For those of you that don't remember Gillberg, it's that little fucking skinny rat who actually was the longest fucking light heavyweight, not cruiserweight, but light heavyweight champion of all time. And that was pretty much that, apart from the fact now this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Jericho got all these gifts, and Kevin Owens got Jericho a gift. It was a new list, but we can see from the back it was a list of Kevin Owens and Jericho. His name was on it, man. That was
terrible, man.
That was actually quite sad. Like, that actually kind of like makes me feel like crying deep down inside, and that's actually the emotion that wrestling is meant to get from you. You know it's scripted and shit, but you know, moments like the streak ending, like, you know, like this, like they just eat at you, man. Kevin Owens then proceeded to attack Jericho like a madman. He powerbombed him on the freaking apron. He then actually got him back and rammed his head straight into the freaking the Festival Jericho, that little display thing they had. A lot of people have known this was coming for ages, myself included, but
for me, I thought that was going to be when he was going to lose his title.
And nice one. You segue me into the next point. Basically, it's stupid on one hand, because why would this guy take out his only help before a match with Goldberg? You know, with all due respect to Seth Rollins and potentially Roman Reigns, you know, both of them have been booked strongly, but, you know, from a fan's perspective, Goldberg's the guy that just killed Lesnar twice. So you're not winning, Kevin Owens. You needed all the help you can get, and now you've just wrecked it. On the other hand, it makes Kevin Owens seem like a beast. The breakup was handled terribly, in my opinion. And I know that people are gonna like this, which is perfectly fine, but man, just
too early.
It's a little bit too early. And even, let's be fair, even if this was done 3 weeks later, we'd still be saying it was too early, because it's probably the best thing that has happened on Raw in the last, since September. So October, November, December, January, 5 months. Same as the Emelina fucking debut thing. But I don't know, man. I don't rate it. And you can understand later why I didn't go, but I think it should have done. Enzo and Cass come out like normal bullshit. Something. Cesaro freaking has had a fucking fight. I'm still gutted about the Kevin Owens thing, man. The one thing they can't do is have Jericho play the hard done by babyface. They've got to have Jericho come at Owens now and get serious revenge. Next, after the whole Enzo thing, Cesaro won with an uppercut. Bayley versus Charlotte. This was a brilliant fucking match, not gonna lie. Each of them done great fucking shit here. Charlotte, as always, moonsaults off the freaking like what? The freaking barricade. Bailey with an elbow. Fucking good counters back and forward, but you know, Charlotte was booked to be the dominant force, in my opinion, in this match, which is the right thing to do. And as we predicted, I mean, come on. I mean, I don't know if you did, but I told you Charlotte was going to lose the belt on Raw because, as you know, Charlotte loses the belt on
Raw and wins it in the pay-per-view.
There you go. Charlotte wins the belt on Raw and wins it on the pay-per-view. So she's probably going to win it back at Fastlane. Again, I genuinely think they're trying to give Charlotte 16 women's title reigns like Ric Flair. I genuinely think they are. I really think they are. How many times has she been women's champion? She won it at WrestleMania 32, lost it at the Raw a couple of weeks before SummerSlam, won it back at SummerSlam, lost it a couple of weeks after that, won it back at Hell in a Cell. That's 3. Lost it a couple of weeks after that. Won it back at Roadblock End of the Line. That's 4. Is she a 4-time champion? Fucking hell. Only 12 to go, WWE. Only 12 to go, buddies. They probably think she's retiring in like 2 years. Jesus Christ. You know, she's got a fucking hell. But the end of the match came out when Dana Brooke, nice to see you, Dana. Don't know where the fuck you've been. Tried to interfere. Then Charlotte put freaking Bailey in the figure 4. And, you know, damn, man. I mean, a hot potato and Sasha Banks wasn't going to turn heel and because Kevin Owens already had. I mean, you get what I mean. And Nia Jax didn't turn up, but then Sasha came running out and fucking whacked Charlotte with a crutch, and then Bailey hit a Bailey to belly, which I suppose is good in a way because now you've got the whole reason for Sasha Banks turning heel, whether that's before WrestleMania or after. You couldn't win the women's title without me, yada, yada, yada. So it wouldn't surprise me if, like, freaking Bailey wins at WrestleMania by pinning Sasha, actually, to set that up even more. You know, I don't know. I liked it, but hot potato with the title again, man. Again. It gets to the point now where every time a fucking woman fucking fights for the women's title on Raw, you know she's going to lose it. If she's Charlotte, at least.
Yeah.
I don't get the point. Like I really don't. Anyway, that was Raw in a fucking hell of a long review with the fucking hell of a long notes there. Sorry if it's been too long. Rate, comment, and subscribe to both of our YouTube channels. This review will be up on both of them. Until next time, we're out.
Peace.
Peace. One more thing.
Yes.
How would you grade Raw? A, B, C, D, E, or F?
C.
C. I would probably give it about the same, but I'm more leaning to a D, simply because I don't like the women's title change, and I really don't like the lack of Emelina thing, man. Not that, you know, fuck the, you know, the fact that, you know, she was looking hot and all that. From a clear character standpoint, the fans actually cheered her because they remember that she's actually a sick wrestler, right? But at least have her interfere in a women's title match to do something. She's been away since May. She's been injured since May. And then she came, like, you know, she was ready to compete in fucking October, in fucking even early November. She was ready to compete then. And you basically waited, if we count the time, 4 months. And if we count the time that she's been injured, what? June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Almost 12 months, bruv. Almost a year. Give or take 1 or 2 months, almost a year. And they done nothing fucking with her.
I'll see. When she's back here. Let's see what she's gonna do.
Yeah, but what even is she gonna do? Like, is she gonna freaking just have
I bet she's just gonna talk about her style. That's it.
Yeah, but she said she's going back to being Emma now.
Yeah, how long is that gonna take now?
Emelina was alive for like 30 seconds. Emelina's dead. Kevin Owens, Jericho's friendship.
So what? For 9
Dead.
months, yeah, people were trying to get a new star for Emelina, yeah. Why? Is it gonna be another 9 months to get Emma back?
Probably, bruv. Probably. Peace.
Yeah, peace.
Fucking hell. The makeover of this review